Hi, my name is Ritesh Singh. I am Sun Certified Java Programmer, Oracle Certified Professional, Certified Ethical Hacker. Today I am going to teach you the introduction of Java, features of object-oriented programming, class and object. What is Java? Java is high-level platform-independent object-oriented system programming language. What is high-level language? A high-level language is any programming language that enables development of program in much more user-friendly programming context and is generally independent of computer hardware architecture. The high level has a higher level of abstraction from a computer and focus more on the programming logic rather than underlying hardware components such as memory addressing and register utilization. In high level language, it not depends upon the hardware of the computer, example processor, RAM, register, anything. We can write a programming in any processor and you can execute in any processor. For example, you can write a program in i5 and you can execute in the i7. You can write a program in i7, we can execute in the i5. But in low level language, example as assembly language programming, once you write the program in 386, it is not going to execute in 8085. But in high level language, it not depends upon the machine, it depends upon the logic. So that's why Java is a high level language. What is system programming? System programming involves designing and writing a computer program that allow a computer hardware to interface with the programmer and the user, leading to the effective execution of application software on the computer system. Typically, system program include operating system, firmware, programming tools such as compiler, assembler, input-output routine, interpreter, scheduler, loader, and likes, as well as a runtime library of the computer programming language. So Java is a system programming. We can define in Java, with the Java help of Java, we can write a program, we can develop operating system, we can write a compiler, we can write a assembler, we can make a driver. So that's why it is a system programming. It is not application programming. What is object-oriented programming? The object-oriented programming refers to the types of computer programming software design in which programmer define data types of data structure and also types of operation function that can be applied to the data structure. In this way, data structure become an object that include both data and function. In addition, programmer can create relationship between one object and another. For example, object can inherit characteristics from the other object. Java is a pure object-oriented programming. So it's developed to solve the human problem, the object problem. So it depends upon the behavior of the object, and that's why it is object-oriented program. We can create any object. You can assume whatever you want. You can develop assumption using the class, and we can inherit the properties of one object to another through the mechanism of inheritance. We will learn about inheritance in next video. So that's why it is called object-oriented program, because it is depends of the behavior of the object. It can manage the behavior of object. So object means we can assume anything. You can manage the inverse of this course, and that's why the Java is a so popular language. So what is the features of the object-oriented programming? The main features of the object-oriented programming is a class, data abstraction, encapsulation, information hiding, inheritance, and polymorphism. This is the basic part of the object-oriented programming. So using this feature, we can write any program. We can make our programming language as natural as we can. So these are the basic features. So what is class? A class is a collection of data member and related member function. It is a blueprint of object. The instance of the class is called object. So there is a big confusion between the class and object. The class means the class is a blueprint. For example, the human is a class. Human is not object. Object particular person. If some Ram, Syam, Mohan, Hari, that these are the object of the human class. But what is human? Human is a class having some basic attribute, some basic functionality. For example, in this slide, we make a class human having the ID and name. Every human have ID and name, and it have some functionality like data member set data, which is going to set the ID and name. But what is the object? The object in this human class, we can make any human become object. Any human means a particular human, like Ram, Syam, Mohan, Hari. These are the object of the human class. These are not the class. So that is a, so we have to understand about the difference between the class and object. Class means it is a blueprint of the object. Class show the features of the object, but object is an instance of class. So this is a very difference between object and class. Data abstraction. Abstractions in a Java show only the essential attribute and hides the unnecessary detail of object from the user. The Java abstractions is complies using the abstract class, abstract method, and interface. Abstract help to reduce the programming complexity and effort. So we more detail, practical detail about the abstraction. We will write the program and show you in the next video. Till now, I will try to explain what is abstraction. For example, abstractions doesn't have a detail. For example, you can take that what is the definition of love. Love is abstraction, so that depends what is it. There is no any particular definition of the love. We can love with the girlfriend, we love with the boyfriend, we love with the child, we love with the mother. So that depends upon the implementer of the love. So love, in this case, love is an interface, and we can implement in our own way, and that's why it is called abstraction. Encapsulation. Encapsulation refer to building of the fields and method inside a single class. Building a similar field and method inside a class together also called data hiding. So encapsulation means data hiding and binding is called encapsulation. Every object there is a data and there is a hiding of the data. For example, if you can take any example, we can take an example of the markers. So marker having the cap and the ink, but the cap protecting the data. So that's why the marker, every marker should have a cap. Without cap, they will leak their ink. So that is the hiding properties. In human also, we have 5 properties, some private part and some public part. We are exposing our public part, we are hiding our private part by using some cloth. So that each and every object in our laptop also, some part, the screen, monitor, mouse, that are exposed, but some processor, RAM, and internal hardware details are already hiding. So it is a one types of encapsulation. So every object have an encapsulation. Without encapsulation, we cannot assume the object. So in programming language, encapsulation is essential to hide and bind a data. The data which want to expose to the publicly, we can expose the data. We will make the data as a public. If you want to hide the data, we make it as a private. So more detail about the encapsulation we will show you in the practically in the coming session. Polymorphism. Polymorphism is another essential part of the object-oriented programming. Polymorphism in Java is a concept by which we can perform a single action in different way. We can perform polymorphism in Java by the method overloading and the method overriding. If you overload the static method in Java, it is an example of compile time polymorphism. The function overriding, the example of dynamic polymorphism. Polymorphism means one object behaves differently in different occasions. For example, in Java, in the case of Java, the operator is overloaded. If there is 2 integer, we put the operator plus, then it will add. If we want one operand is a string and another operand is integer, then it going to concat. So operator overloading. This is a static polymorphism. Another is a dynamic polymorphism. Dynamic polymorphism means we can inherit a function from the base class, same class in the base class, and we override it. And once the object is created, we cannot predict that which function is going to be executed. That depends upon which object it belongs to that particular moment. And in real life also, in polymorphism also, we have so many things is overloaded in our body also. I am speaking with the mouth. Mouth is used for the eating purpose and the speaking purpose. So it is also a polymorphism. When I will speak and when I will eat, that depends upon the times and requirement, and that's why our mouth is overloaded, our eye is overloaded. We can see, we can watch the video, we can watch the film from the same eye. We don't have a different eye to view the different things. We can same eye, we can see anything, and that why the I have a polymorphic function and overloaded function. Our eyes are overloaded. We can see the girlfriend and the mother at the same time using the same eyes. We don't have a different eyes to look for the mother and look for the sister. So that is the another example, best example of the polymorphism in our human body. Inheritance. Inheritance is a mechanism in which one class required the properties of another class. For example, the child inherits the details of her parent. With the inheritance, we can reuse the field and method of the existing class. Hence, inheritance facilitates reusability and the importance concept of the OOPS. So, in inheritance, we can inherit the properties of one class to another class. I already told you we can inherit the object properties of one object to another object. So, inheritance is make the scalability, flexible, reusability of the object. And the best example of the inheritance in the real life system is we are inherited our properties from our child, our parent. So in from our parent we can inherit so many properties. Our face look like our parent, our eyes look like our parent, because we are inherited from our parents. So in this way we can make our program also reusable by inherit some existed properties from one object to another object. We will show you the real life example in here. So inheritance in this slide, the class vehicle have different types of functionality, fuel amount, capacity, applied brakes. That is the very basic things in any automobile things, any vehicles. And we are inherit the bus, car and truck from these particular vehicles, and the bus also have the same facility. Bus required brake, bus required amount of fuel amount, and car also require the same thing, and truck also require the same thing. So we make a vehicle class and we inherit the properties of the vehicles to the bus, class and truck. This is the example of the inheritance. So please subscribe, share, like my channel and click bell button to get prompt notification for new uploaded video. In next video I will show you the practical example of these theoretical things. Thank you very much.